Hello, everybody. It's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Never Second in Rome, the sequel of A Legionary's Life, a primarily text-based Roman Republic war game. Is it a war game? Is it an RPG? I am not sure. It's almost like a roguelike, but it's not. Basically a game that you progress through various chapters and events, and you have to make decisions as a leader of a century in a Roman legion during the wars in Gaul under the command of Caesar. This game is different from A Legionary's Life in that you command a body of troops, not just yourself and your immediate sort of friends, but you actually command a century, a unit of about 80 men in the 11th Legion at the start of the game. This is at the third episode where we're playing through this game. We have fought a couple of actions to this point, and we're going through the second chapter in the campaign of this game. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. Please leave your thoughts below. This was live streamed from my Twitch channel from a few days ago, but if you're interested in, seeing more, learning more, whatever, leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll take a look at it. But that's enough preamble. Let's go ahead and jump right back into this thing. You reach Vesantoio, the main city of the Sasquani. After several days of forced march, it is difficult not to be fascinated by the unique beauty of this place. The river Dobbs, described as an unusual curve which surrounds the city almost completely. A tall hill occupies the only section of the border that is not traversed by the river, an outstanding natural defense encircled by a wall that joins to the city itself. The strategic value of Vesantio and its rich granaries is obvious. It is a good thing that you arrive here before Arovistus. Next morning, Europto returns from an errand in town with a squad of legionaries. He has to speak to you. Okay, this doesn't sound good. What up, yo? Success. He's met a Roman merchant who has dealt with the people of the Arvostus several times during the last few seasons. This trader had a lot to say about the Germani, of how they are physically imposing as giants, fierce in appearance, and each as strong as two men. Strong as bull. He has also recounted the tales he's heard from the locals, horrifying reports of their feral savagery in battle. Your legionaries are now shaken by the prospect of facing these formidable warriors. Lauronius at least seems to be in control of himself, but he is concerned about how the tales might affect the troops' morale. Okay, so Veronius doesn't panic. He succeeds on the die roll for his, whatever that is, courage or whatever. His morale goes up, but the troops' morale drops by 10, which seems like a lot. There have not been many confrontations between the Germani and your people, but those that occurred left quite the impression. The disaster at Arosio happened at the time of your grandfathers, a massacre that rivals with Cannae as most tragic in the memories of the Republic. It took the military genius of Marius to stop the ferocious barbarians from the north. Assemble the men and address them immediately? I'm charismatic, so I think I should do that. Yay! I'm at the die roll. Your speech seems to alleviate their fears, at least partially. Okay, good. Also, it brought Caesar's opinion up of me from 1 to 2. Apparently, Caesar must have heard of it. The rest of the army, things are getting out of hand. Soldiers and officials alike talk with locals every day, and the tales of the dreadful Germans keep spreading. Sentiment dangerously similar to panic is seeping in. You hear a tribune confess to another that he wrote a will. Oh my goodness. All this talk of just the barbarians are too tall and strong, and oh no. Maybe Caesar should do something about it. Caesar in person addresses you. His high-pitched voice delivers a powerful speech. The gestures which he accompanies his words are graceful and intense. He's obviously an experienced orator. His sharp black eyes look over the assembly as he reprimands you all for questioning his leadership. It was Avarustus who sought the friendship of the Roman people last year. Who could imagine that he would fail in his duty so soon? There is still chance to bring him back to his senses, for your deeds are reasonable and just. And even if he is a fool enough to wage war against you, what do you have to fear? The Germani are not invincible, as Marius showed in the past, and his army deserves as much glory as the commander. They prove the strength of mind can defeat a long-feared enemy. You yourselves have already vanquished the Helvetii, the same Helvetii who fought against the Germans on many occasions and often prevailed. The proconsul gives the order to depart tonight and the fourth watch. Those who are too afraid to follow him can remain here if necessary. He will go with the 10th Legion alone, for he knows their loyalties above questioning. All right, so morale drops, then it goes up because I'm brave, then it goes up because Caesar's brave. So actually, our morale is higher than it started, I think. Oh no, but I'm dumb! Okay. Failure. You are not immune to the wave of renewed enthusiasm and determination that is engulfing the whole camp. Wait, so it's good that I'm dumb? I'm confused here. I fail the check, but that causes me to be better off. Okay. All right. Fat, dumb, and happy, I guess. Nothing wrong with that. You break camp at the designated time after a 7-day journey through open ground. Scouts report that Avarstios and his army are no farther than 24 miles. In fact, very soon you observe a continual coming and going of messengers, a sign confirming the rumors that a meeting between Caesar and Avarstios is being arranged. 5 days later, the proconsul sets off with the soldiers of the 10th in the peculiar role of mounted escort, with horses kindly provided by the Gallic cavalry. Whatever hopes there were of a peaceful resolution are quickly dispelled when Caesar and his guard return. It's very clear that nothing has been achieved. You beckon a soldier of the 10th and ask him what came about. He says that a group of Germanic riders approached during their talks and threw stones at them. At least that's what some of his comrades said. His cohort was too distant to see. Okay, well, telephone. 2 days past, Avarstius offers to resume his discussion. The proconsul decides to send 2 men to hear what he has to say. One of them is Procillus, a Roman citizen of Gallic origin. The other is Midas. For 5 consecutive days, Caesar orders the whole camp to march out and form in front of the campsite, offering battle. Avarstius refuses to bite. When you are led out for the 6th time, your army is arranged in 3 columns. But this time, you do not switch to the customary triple array. Instead, you are ordered to keep going until you reach a new site, perhaps a little more than half a mile from the enemy position. It's not as large as your main camp, but with enough for at least a couple of legions, your column is ordered to establish a new camp, while the other 2 take position to protect you. As you begin instructing your sentry, you see that the Germans are approaching. But, for some reason, Avarstius is not committing his full force. It is as if he were just trying to prevent you from fortifying this place, without really attempting to destroy you. But there's no time for musing that you must concentrate on your assignment. Yay, we're back to building. The building phase. All right, so we have 20 turns to build. We got to fill this circle in. Superior quality gives us extra Caesar opinion. Pushing our men to work faster causes their opinion of me to drop. Superior quality, it dramatically cuts back how fast you build. You can see the little sliver of green is what you do with superior quality. It's like nothing. We got 20 turns to fill this whole circle in. If we work faster, it tires them out, but they build faster. But you know what? Fuck it. Do it. Okay. I don't know. I wish I knew what my actual troop opinion was in terms of AP. Because we just... let's do it again. Work faster. Work faster. All right. 9 is probably enough for them to be not so happy. You get a bonus in Caesar's opinion if you finish early, but you also get a bonus if you do superior quality. So my thought process is just do standard work, and then hopefully we've got like 3 or 4 turns to just do superior quality at the end. All right. So now we just strive for superior quality. And then finish it up here. Okay, superior quality bonus plus 12 for Caesar's opinion. Potential engineering has increased. If I go to summaries, Troop opinion of me is what? Still a 1, so I took 9 AP damage. I could have afforded more. I could have pushed him harder and still stayed on this level 1. We're about halfway to level 2. But, oh well, I think that's good enough. My men are not going to frag me. They love me. The rest of your army plays its part to hold off the tentative assault on the Germani while you finish the job. What is our engineering trait now anyway? 36? So it didn't actually change. Just the potential changed. So my men don't love me. Their troop opinion is 1, which to me I assume they think like, all right, dude's competent. Okay. We don't hate him. He's fine. They don't, but you know, whatever. Next day, the legions form both bases, or from both bases are conducted to the field facing the enemy. He declines battle once more. A crew is manning your sentry's Scorpion. My artillery skill is probably bad. They fail! I was wrong. I should have trained in artillery. The crew fumbles the loading operations. It looks like you're on your own. The salients are near enough for a javelin volley. I don't have good javelin ability either. We fail again! God damn it! Oh, yakety sax. Okay. The enemy's volley partially disrupts your line. Bastards. Oh no! Lolus is surprised by one of the javelins. He's been hit. Armor absorbed 9 of the, or 16 of damage. I've barely time to regroup. The Germani are closing in and I must prepare to repel them. Keep it as simple as possible and just hold the ground. No heroics. Push the sentry to prove its worth. We can do this, right? Failed! God damn it! We lose 2 of my men. The clash is intense. And despite your strong position, your men are not ready to face such a tough opponent. 2 of them lie dead before the Germani disengaged at sunset. I feel indifferent or regret? I guess regret. That hurts my morale, improves my integrity and my humanus. So I'm guessing if I was indifferent, my morale would be unchanged. That was just a clusterfuck. Oh, regret. I did everything wrong. That run. So my crew's artillery skill was too low, so they failed. My crew's discipline was, or my crew's javelin skill was too low, so they failed. My crew's discipline was too low, so they failed. My second in command, or whatever he is, was injured. And then my other stuff was too low, and they failed again. Okay. Time to get, yeah. Don't worry, though. My humanus went up, so, like, I'm a humanitarian, I guess. The skirmish did apparently take a toll on the Germans, too. You watch as a group of prisoners is led away for interrogation. Okay. So, boys, how you feeling? My morale is 62. My sentry's morale is 65, surprisingly. They're more sanguine about it. All right, so their skills are 30, 30, 30, 32, 22, and 36. Their engineering is the only thing they're goddamn good at. Relatively. My javelin skill sucks. My discipline is good, but I guess the sentry's discipline isn't? 32? So we started the war with 74, 75 out of 80. We're down to 71. Another uneventful night came and went. Today your cohort stands in third line. Some of the prisoners captured yesterday have been forced to reveal the reason behind their reluctance to engage in battle. Apparently the matrons of the enemy camp have consulted the omens. The omens are ill. Okay. Let's see here. Is this... What is this? Charisma and bravery. I feel like I've got decent charisma and bravery stats, right? My charisma is 65. My bravery is 76. We should be able to do that, right? Yeah. Encourage the troops so they don't get caught up in fear. Success. Your voice sounds firm and you manage to convey confidence to your men. When the two armies clash, the thundering noise is staggering. You can only wait, trying yet failing to pick up any hints of the tide of battle. The fighting has been ongoing for a while. The cohorts in the second line have gone forward in support of the first, but from what you can see, there is not much. The situation seems to hang in the balance. More time passes. You see the activity of the optoins behind the left wing getting more and more fast-paced. Does not look reassuring. You hear two legionaries next to you say something. They're pointing. Is it normal to have the least experienced legion held in reserve? I thought they usually did the opposite of that. Anyway. Okay. Very soon the order to advance is given, and you must go in support of the first two lines. Your force is not fully trained, but the enemy must be tired by now and could give you the edge. Yeah, let's do another sacrifice. The 200 Sestari is good enough, I think. So our cohesion is 2140. The enemy's is 1940. Cohesion of your enemy must be at 1850 or lower at the end of the fight. We must maintain a higher cohesion. So our margin of error is much less than it was last time. The unit's determination and bravery are both lower than the opponent's. Shoot. So we've got to get their cohesion only down by about 100, but we've got to keep our cohesion above them. And we don't have the advantage of good ground this time. Okay. Ah. Your sentry attacks with a hail of missiles. Success! Javelins! Yay! Damage inflicted 15. Okay. Okay. So our cohesion 2100, theirs is... So we don't have to do much damage to them, but they're better than us. So let's say steadfast, right? Let's just hold in place. We gain the initiative. So now try to push him back. Failure, success, failure. Okay. There we go. The historical butcher is involved in a brief fight. Fight, fight, fight. All right, so we only have... This guy's got fatigue, lingering fatigue. He has a shield. Does he not have a sword? What is this thing? Is it a stick? Is it a polearm? I can't really tell. All right. Move forward, boys. Charge forwards. Oh, shoot. Thanks for the bits, dude. Play old school RPG battle music. Is that a thing? I don't think I have that. And Monolith, thank you for the gift sub. Appreciate it. All right. What do you? If Finn was still around, we'd be doing a poll to see what's gonna happen here. But I'm gonna fight this thing. So let's close in rapidly, I guess. Hype train. Another gift sub, dude. Very generous. Appreciate it. All right, close in. Our morale's a little bit better. Stance is equal. He's trying to straight knock and it failed. But then he recovered, I think, right? Yeah. Okay. So, Rapid limits my options here. So if we were to go with like normal, I have more attack options. If we go defensive, I have more defense options. Or forceful, I'd get like a soft spot. So rapid just increases your attack rolls, but gives you a lot fewer options, it would seem. I only have 5 turns to try and crush this guy, though. Could try and intimidate him. Offensive focus. 2 actions, attack bonus 17. Alright, so he tries to deceive me, fails. Tries to recover, fails. So... Alright, I can try and go for a head or a leg. Attack modifier plus 6. Also go for soft spot for torso. But I think my best option here... I don't have a good chance to beat resistance with my shield. With my feint, I do. Let's try and feint him. Deft. Damn! Alright, strike. Torso. Ugh, defended. Alright. I'm really off balance, too. So I need to recover here. And I fail. Recover. Thank you. Okay, that was big. Stance has a lot to do with how the dice rolls are going to be impacted here. So if you have a big gap where they've got better stance than you, then it dramatically affects the combat results. Okay. Just fuck it. Go for the groin. Wow, hard pressed. Okay. So we had a successful strike there? It didn't actually hurt him, but he defended it. Let's go for head. Okay. Now, ideally, I'd have a longer battle to do something with here. It's just a very short fight, so the ability to really decisively win this thing is pretty low. Hey, I did some damage, though. So we get a clear victory in that one-on-one fight. Increases the combativeness. We didn't take any health damage. Increases our valor. And did a little bit of damage to the enemy formation's cohesion. Okay. We're probably going to have to pull off our fierce commitment because we're going to have an imbalance here. But we might actually not. This might be the only round of fighting. Their cohesion is almost low enough to end the fight. And now it will be. Maybe not quite. Switch to steadfast. Cautious to regain some of our balance. The enemies regain the advantage, I think, here. But that'll drop them below the disengagement point. So I think once this phase of combat is over, it'll be done. We inflicted more fatigue on the enemy, or they ended the battle with more fatigue. Oh, their cohesion, they regained a little bit. Okay. So the fight's not quite over yet. Okay. Let's do steadfast. Failure. They succeed in gaining the momentum. They inflicted 68 damage to me? Let's try and regain the advantage. And we fail? Ow! They're gaining cohesion through all this? How? Alright, let's... They do have an imbalance, though. Which might hurt their cohesion. There we go. 46 damage inflicted. The question is, do they end up getting back above 1850 before the end of this fight? I tried to counterattack and go back to the fight here because it looked like we got our balance situation back in line, but now we're back imbalanced again. Okay, their cohesion is just barely high enough. They're at 1857. 1850 is when their fight would end, I think. We still have a cohesion advantage, but it's slipping. So depending on how this next fight happens... Alright, so we gain the momentum. Now they gain it back, I think. All right. There we do a little bit of damage to them. We get a threat roll. Can we kill someone? No. I know I'm in balance, but I really need to get a successful, like, shield push against them to get their cohesion to drop enough. Okay, there we go. Their cohesion dropped just enough. that we should be good here. What? The fight didn't end? Going for a real strong push against them. Just trying to crush their cohesion here. Regain a little bit of an advantage. I think they just regained the advantage against me. Pull back a bit to get the imbalance back in check. They have an imbalance, so I'll try and push back a little bit. This has been a good turn for us, regaining a bit of the cohesion advantage. I haven't actually killed anybody, but my second command is involved in a fight. He's got a health and a fatigue advantage. He's just going to go unbalanced, I'd say. See if we can do any better in any of these things. Shield, no good. None of these are good. None of these are good. Can't even intimidate. He's got a big stance advantage, though, due to the failed enemy attacks. The enemy must just be a better fighter. Grazed him. Hit! Groin hit. That's a big hit to the enemy in terms of damage. Alright, so 2 attacks defended. The enemy really needs to recover. He succeeds. Alright, we should recover too. So his stance is low. Would a shield strike be? Nice. His stance is really low. Let's try a soft spot on the torso. Hard pressed. There you go. More damage. More damage. I don't think I've got time to kill him, but it's certainly going to be a considerable victory. A crushing victory. The enemy lost half of his health. Valor, damage to formation, all that jazz. Okay. Alright, we've got a very imbalanced formation. Their fatigue is considerably higher than ours. We've got a 300 advantage in cohesion. It's been a good phase for us as we move to disengage. And now that the enemy cohesion is as low, we attain the minimum goal. Plus 30 combativeness for our troops and myself. The enemy line is collapsing. There's casualties during the battles, but when two of the armies breaks and is routed, this is when the real slaughter begins. The Rhine flows not far from here, perhaps 2 hours' walk. The fleeing Germanic tribes and their people who are watching the battle from the wagons make a desperate effort to reach its safety, but your cavalry pursues them relentlessly at the end of the day. The scale of the carnage is mind-boggling. Okay. Later, prisoners reveal that Arvastus had a small boat waiting on the western bank of the river and used it to escape. Matters little, he is no longer a threat. Most of those who followed him were not as lucky. Even his 2 wives were killed during the rout, and so was one of his daughters. The other was captured. You saw many who suffered the same fate, their lives turned to hopelessness by the whimsical tide of battle. You keep the vow that you made before the battle, plus 40 religion, lost 200 sestardi. Combativeness points are converted into everyday morale. Okay. I get 2,000 sestari, so I spent 200. I get 2,000. Nice. My share of the loot. Caesar's preparing to return to Gaul on the other side of the Alps, where his ordinary business as proconsul is waiting. But the legions spend their winter here in the land of the Sesquani. Libanius will take charge in his absence. The men are none too happy to be stationed so far from home. You wonder how the locals will react in the long run. Okay. So I get 3 new points. I really rarely fight, so to me I think intellect would be useful because I was getting penalized for not having good enough intellect in one of those fights. My own men, they don't lack for bravery. Javelins feel important. Maybe discipline too. Whoa, we got 20 turns before the next fight. So this... Okay. Generate new notable legionary. Okay, well, we didn't even get to see what happened with the notable legionary before. But... But yeah. All right. Generate a new noble legionary, I guess. What perspective angle that is? Of the camp, you mean? He will be charismatic to lead the men into battle. And he's not disciplined. Octavius. View the fallen. We have no notable fallens. We've lost like 3 or 4 soldiers, but no one is worth remembering, I guess. Sorry, boys. Maybe for training we should do a little bit of artillery training. Other duties make Caesar like me, but I feel like we need to be better on some other traits. So let's drop other duties a little bit. And let's focus on... I don't even know what we should focus on. Discipline, maybe? Morale drops by 7 due to recently fallen. We didn't lose anybody that fight, did we? Oh, we did lose the 2 soldiers defending the siege weapon thing, right? Your last reaction is still fresh in the memory of your men. It discourages further attempts to bribe their way out of duties. Yeah, don't bribe your way out of duties. I won't take the bribes. I do have 2,600. People's morale's low. Let's go take him whoring, maybe. I could buy slaves to help with mundane tasks. What does that even do? Like, makes the soldiers' lives easier, maybe? Just take him whoring. I'll go 2. My meals have been disappointing lately. Oh, whatever. Whoa, negative 200? A brawl erupted because of gambling? Come on, boys. That's a big hit to morale. I've been making poor progress. Strength negative 200. Why am I getting these penalties? I can't. Can I do specialization? I can for individuals. I don't have any specializations chosen. My strength is 57. Sentry's discipline is still 36. Trying to make him better. There's nothing I can really do with the individual level with any of these guys, though. What's this event? During your permanence in Gaul, you have learned something about this vast land. There's 3 main groups of people living here. Each of them speaks a different language. In the central region, dwell those who call themselves Celts, as you know as Gauls, the Aedui, who are your best allies in the area, and the Sesquani, who you are spending the winter with. Far to the south is a region bordering the ocean and the Pyrenees. Okay. Try to learn more about the Gauls and their society? Sure. What is, if I said I have no interest in it, what would it do? Okay. A new war is erupting. Oh, supervision's way down. We need to adjust that, I guess. I received my pay. 4,300. Is there anything worth buying, though? Like, none of this stuff seems to matter. None of this stuff is better than what I have. I've been generous enough for the time being. Have I, though? It just improves morale stability. It doesn't actually... Yay, your discipline goes up 200, so that's good. Other duties. Lolis is enjoying his spare time in a local tavern. A gruff Gaul with a nasty scar. Success. Okay, we just barely cleared the let's not start a brawl with locals. His morale drops a little bit, but good thing I've been training extra hard on discipline. Good tidings from home. I don't really know what the min-max is for... Like, what's the ideal... Doesn't feel like there's a lot to buy, but what's the ideal usage of... or training? I bought a piece of art. Now I can be like Thrawn and respect a local art. Oh wait, that's a different universe. I don't know why my morale dropped, but let's... Ugh. Maybe don't do that. I guess it's good enough. Alright, so we get a little bit more Caesar opinion from administration. Other duties was kind of low this time around. The return of the good season brings you welcome reinforcements. Caesar sent 2 new legions he raised in Gaul, the 13th and 14th. They're about as experienced as your 11th was last time when it all began, but they'll be useful for second-line duties. The proconsul himself reaches you several weeks later. His presence alone causes a tangible shift in mood. War approaches, and you know him well enough to be mindful that he will not waste time. As soon as Caesar receives confirmation that the Belgae, are they Belgians, are mustering a huge collection of coalition army, you set off to the north, all 8 legions and a conspicuous auxiliary force. During the long trip, a sutler tells you a peculiar practice of the Gauls. When muster is called, whoever comes in last is tortured to death in front of the whole host. Even with similar forms of encouragement, and considering that the gatherings must have been going on for quite some time, such things take a very long time, especially for barbarians who value battle prowess way above organization and logistics. Okay. 15-day march. What's our... Centuries up to 36, 36. Okay, so still pretty inexperienced, but closer to 40s, which I think is where things start to get respectable. Artillery's still shit. Engineering is okay at 39, maybe. Now, my understanding is you have to start over with your traits between fights, so it's not like a roguelike where you like build up based on where you ended previously, I think. Although I think I've seen a bunch of comments in Steam where people want them to add that, because that was a feature of a legionary's life. You eventually reach the banks of the river Asine. A single bridge provides the only crossing point. 6 cohorts are selected to guard the other side. Okay. We're going to follow the same recipe of engineering first, fight later. The difficulty's pretty low on engineering and difficulty, so let's try and do that. Okay, so it goes up. It is the easier job, but... Perhaps if I had sent them to go do the other thing, then we would have had that engineering chart. Morale goes up. Okay. Breaking camp. Okay. There's no time to lose. You abandon your camp and proceed by forced march. Your sentry's artillery can handle this. Stay silent. I don't think my artillery values... The difficulty looks low there, but I still don't trust my artillery. We'll try it, though. Hey, we succeed just barely. I guess the training paid off, and Caesar's opinion goes up. All right. So now the engineering, maybe? Oh, no, they capitulated. 600 prisoners. Make them stop. Hostages should be treated with respect. Go about your business. Make them stop. Increases my humanus and integrity. Be nice. They're prisoners. Treat them with respect. The Geneva Convention. What's that, sir? All right. Okay, so we have been going for almost 2 hours. It is it's after midnight, and this is probably a good stopping point because I'm assuming there will be an extended battle here coming up soon. So I do appreciate you guys coming out for yet another look at a Legionary's life. Or not, oh my god, I keep saying A Legionary's Life. Never Second in Rome, sequel to A Legionary's Life. That is going to do it for today's episode, so I hope you guys are enjoying this series. We've been going for almost an hour now, so this is just as logical of a spot as any to wrap up. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and without further ado, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm out.